All right, so I have logged into Voisi and here we are on the home page, the dashboard, and you can see some information like you can find the tutorials, you can find some help if you need it. You can also see the latest tasks that you've done, like the conversations, the tasks. You can download various files, like if you had a text to speech process, you can download the files over here. These are the recent ones. And on the sidebar, you can see all the operations that Voisi can do. So Voisi can do text to speech, speech to text. It can translate text in between languages, and you can also do conversations, and you can create workflows of common operations like common combinations and have the output delivered to you. So let's take a look at all these sections and understand how they work. The first thing that we'll check out is conversations, and Voisi is the only app that can handle conversations and create voiceovers based on the conversation. So I've given it a title, click on next, and then you can paste your script right over in this box. And notice it's just a regular dramatic script. Each character's line is marked by that character's name and the colon. And as simple as that, click on next step and Voisi will detect what are the characters, and then you can select what audio you want to use for them. So let's say you want to use OpenAI, and you can also select the language, so it's English, and then the gender, and then you can select the voice that you want to use for this person. So it's a male, so let's choose echo and hear the
Artificial
sample.
intelligence is the biggest revolution.
So you can hear the sample and understand how this voice suits you. If it doesn't suit you, you can choose a different one. That's fine. Next, we're going to do the same for all the characters. So here we go. English it is, and female this time. Let's choose this voice.
Artificial intelligence.
Perfect. Again, the same thing. And this time, I'm going to use a different service. So I'm going to use Amazon, because that's what Voisi can do. You can combine not just the voices, but also the services where they're coming from. So I'm just going to use Danielle. That's perfectly fine. And for this one, let's select OpenAI again. English, female. And let's go with this name. That's perfectly fine. Once you're ready selecting the voices that you want to use, just click on submit. Once the conversations are done, you will get a success notification just like this one, and you'll be able to listen to the conversation and download it. Let's, for example, select the second conversation, download it, and see what it is.
I went out last weekend. The weather was perfect for landscape photography.
Nice. Any stand
So you see how the final thing looks, and you know what? You can view the job. So right now the conversation is gonna happen. It's happening as we speak. And as each file is converted, as each fragment is converted, you're gonna get see a ready signal. And once it's all done, it's gonna be put together in a single file, and then you'll be able to download it. All right, so I am checking a few minutes later and my conversation is now ready. I can view all the different parts that I put in, and I can go back and download the MP3 file to my
Hi,
computer.
Monica. Hey, how are you? Not so good. I'm bored.
we can go out.
That's how easy it is to create full-fledged conversations with Voisi. And I'm sure you can understand the potential with this. You can create debates, you can create conversations, you can create background conversations for your videos. You can even create podcasts. Now you can also do text to speech, of course. Give it a name. For example, I'll call it test 2. Then you can select any of these services. Voisi is the only app that gives you multiple AIs to translate and to do speech to text and text to speech, so that you get the widest range of voices. So right now we have Google, Amazon, Microsoft, IBM, and OpenAI. You can use any one of them. For example, let's use Google, and then you need to select the language that you want to have the speech to text or text to speech in, and then the voice that you want to use. So you get all these voices that are supported by Google. They're all here. So if you want, you can just select one and you can listen to it and see how it sounds.
Artificial intelligence is the biggest revolution.
And then you can compare it with another voice.
Artificial intelligence is the biggest revolution in the history of mankind.
Or another.
Artificial intelligence is the biggest revolution in the history of mankind.
Select the voice that you want, click on next, and then it's very easy again. Just put in the content you want. You can also upload a text file. I'm putting in only one line, but you can put in a lot more text over here, even a complete page or more. It can run into 20 to 30 minutes and AIs can handle that. Now, this gives you a lot of control over the way you want your audio to sound. For example, you can put in time breaks between sentences or even mid of the sentence, like a 1 second pause over here. And you can also emphasize certain parts of the sentence if you want to. You can whisper certain parts of the sentence if you want to make it sound like a whisper. That's perfectly possible. You can do that too. Just gonna restore it. You can also divide content into paragraphs. You can put in pauses. You can have a say as system where you have a strong reaction or a strong emotion conveyed through your text. You can also mention a date if you want in the text, and so on. We support the sound markup system supported by Amazon, for instance, and it's also adopted by other providers too. So you can do that. And if you're using systems like OpenAI, they don't really need it because they are very good at reading the text and understanding how to say it. So once you're ready, click on submit. And again, your text to speech task is submitted. It's pending right now and it will be done in just a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, I can go back to my conversation and I can see it's ongoing. And if I view job, I can see most of it is done and it's happening. Now let's take a look at speech to text. You can convert audio files into text. Again, the same process, like I'll call it test 3. And then you can select what service you want to use, for example, OpenAI. Select what is the language clip in, then click on next, add your audio file. So I'm just going to add one of the files that I had earlier and click on submit. As easy as that. Let's go back and take a look at our text to speech task test 2. It's already done. I can download the file, so that's
Hi,
done.
my name is Rachel and I am an expert at fashion.
So you can see the file is there. I can save it to my computer and I can work on it now. The final file is ready. I can use it in my projects. The speech to text task is also ready. And again, I can download the file and let's just view it. It's a simple text file. This is the text I put in and you can see it's really done very well. My name is spelled correctly and it's even punctuated very well. So that's how it is. That's how the speech to text function works. Next, you can also translate text. Same process. Let's call it test 04. And then we can select what service we want to translate. Of course, some of them are better than others. Select the source language, like let's say English, and select the target. So if you want to translate it, for example, to Hindi, perfectly viable. Click on next, put in the content over here, click on submit, and your work is done right away. You can download the file again. And here you go. This is the translation in Hindi. Again, it's pretty accurate. So that's how it can translate using any service you want. Now, it also has an amazing feature called workflows. So you can actually create workflows of your common repeated tasks. Let's say you're running a blog that's in English and you want to make a podcast in Hindi. So every time you write a blog article, you want to translate it into Hindi and then make the text to speech in Hindi. So that's a complete workflow. It has two steps. First, you have the text that you translate into Hindi, and then from Hindi, you're making text to speech. So let's call it Hindi podcast, and you will select what is the first starting point. So the first starting point is text. Click on add workflow definition, and then you can click on view job, click on add new task in it, and let's call it translate Hindi, translate English to Hindi. Click on next, and you can click an action, translate text into another language. Click here, select service again. Let's use Google. Let's translate from English to Hindi, and let's do auto approvals. Click on add action. So that's the first step. It will translate to Hindi, and then let's create another action, and this time we have Hindi text and we will convert it to speech. So click on convert to text, convert to speech. We'll use Google for this. We'll use Hindi as the input language, and then we'll select the voice that we want to use. For example, this one. Just click on add action. And now the translation and text to speech, both tasks are done. And anytime you want to do this compound action, all you need to do is click add workflow task. Let's call it test 05. Then you can just select the workflow that you want to select and then put in the text, click on add gig, and that's it. Your new task is submitted and it will automatically be first translated into Hindi, and then you will be getting a final audio file in Hindi. And this way, anytime you have a new article, just click on add workflow task, select the workflow from here, and you will be able to do it in minutes. No need to do all these steps over and over. Then Voisi also has a conversion system. So if you're bringing in a file that is a format that cannot be run automatically through the AI systems, don't worry, just bring it to Voisi and convert it using the converter. It will give you a Voisi compatible WAV file. Now this WAV file will be running without a problem on all AI systems, all backend systems. You don't need to worry about the compatibility. So if for some reason you are coming up with a format, with an audio format that's not compatible, you can convert it right inside of Voisi. You can also see the number of credits you've utilized. For example, I have utilized about one credit each for all these tasks I used, and I've got 5,000 credits in hand. So of course, there's a long way to go. And you can in report see all the work that has been done for you.